plays that I will be presenting on the current situation on Turkey-EU relations, in addition to the historical ties. Basically, since we have been talking about many current crises, confrontations, and situation is a bit tense between the EU and Turkey, but I will try to give some kind of historical perspective on this, because this is not the first time we are facing a crisis between two parts. Okay, I think what they are trying to do is basically move the waters in Europe, because there are so many waters, basically Germany, the Netherlands and Belgium. They have many waters which could literally affect the result of the referendum. So they discovered this since the presidential elections, and they have been trying to campaign and mobilize the waters that are leaving in the European Union. So this is a continuation of this. This is not the first time they are trying to do this. But actually the main reason behind the tension in the Netherlands was it was exactly 3-4 days ago, before their important electoral day, and since the Prime Minister Rutte was trying to win some ground against his popular and populist counterpart Wilders, I think that the main reason behind this huge crisis, it was like both parties, they were trying to gain some kind of electoral support out of this. So this is not the first time Turkey is trying to campaign outside. This is not the first time they are trying to mobilize the voters, but it was exactly right before their elections. So this created a confrontation bigger than the other times. But what are they trying? I think they are trying also to create some kind of other for the Turkish voters, because if we look at the electoral dynamics in Turkey in general, there's always an other. This can be another ethnic group, this can be another political party, this can be whatever the other. But in case of a yes-no vote, creating an internal other is harder than an election. So I think they wanted to create an external other. In this case, the Netherlands and Germany is helping out to the creation of the other for the referendum in Turkey. I think it's going to last at least until after the German elections, because basically the main person behind this deal is Angela Merkel, and she's going for an important race of her own. I think she's the first time really challenged by Martin Schulz, and I think they are not going to let something happen related to refugees that may create huge flows to Europe before their elections. So basically this is a hard electoral year for everyone, and even the relationship between Turkey and the European Union is very much affected, basing that this is a very important electoral year for everyone. So I think it's going to last. The other question is if it's effective and if it's successful. And when we are asking if it's successful, the next question is successful for who? So in the case of the European Union, I think the things are not bad, because what they wanted to avoid is the huge flows ending up in their borders, and with this deal it's kind of happening. But there is one country beyond Turkey, Greece, is very much suffering and very much holding to this burden in the name of the European Union. So if we are talking about solidarity between member states, this is a very hard situation for Greece and also Italy. If we don't mention Italy in general, fight against refugee flows or migration, regulation of migration is also another very important country. But in this case, I think Greece is carrying the burden. I think we can't talk about solidarity between European Union countries. So the deal is there. It's kind of stopping the flows, because since the Balkan route is closed, the refugees are not using this path, the Aegean Sea, to arrive, because then there's nowhere to go, because they don't want to stay in Greece. They want to reach to Central Europe, and that way is kind of closed right now. And in the Eastern European borders, they are facing a really bad treatment. So basically they are using the Mediterranean Sea, which is even deadlier than the Aegean Sea. So if we think about in the name of refugees, the deal is not working. But as I said, when we are asking if it's successful or not, we should be asking on which actor we are questioning this for. there's so much at stake for Turkey in this referendum. Basically, there are 18 amendments, but the main difference will be the abolition. Well, the parliament will be there, but the executive power will be taken from the parliament and given to an elected president, and without the necessary mechanisms for checks and balances. So this is the main difference between the Turkish-style presidential system compared to other presidential systems in the world. So what we are talking about is like a very powerful president with a lot of powers, also abolishing the division between powers. So this is the main problem behind this. So I have a paper on this as well. So this is a longer discussion. But the thing is, very powerful president and no safety mechanism to control him or her. So this is the main problem. The reaction from the European Union, basically we will see, because according to the report of the Venice Commission, the European Union could say that Turkey is not complying with the Copenhagen criteria anymore. But I don't strongly think that this will happen again before the German elections, because again will be connected to the refugee agreement. Then there will be so much at stake, and the voting procedure in the council will be too difficult because there are so many countries that have a relationship based on realpolitik with Turkey. So basically, this very personal position of mine that I don't expect any reaction, like dramatic gesture before German elections, but it also depends on how things are going in Turkey. If the result is yes, if the result is no, and then since until 2019 the new constitution will not start to be applied. Actually, there is also time until 2019, basically. But then, as I said, since the constitution is changed, and according to this, the European Union could claim that Turkey is not complying with the Copenhagen criteria anymore. This is there, hypothetically this is there, but the voting procedure would be too difficult, and there's also too much at stake. Turkey is a historical partner, but also what is needed in a broader sense, beyond everything, is a more realistic perspective in Turkey-EU relations anyway. So since the European Union is changing itself and talking about multi-speed Europe, differentiated integration, different dynamics are going on in the European Union, I hope to find a better place, more healthier place for Turkey-EU relations in general as well.